Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Saturday night. And we finally have gotten to the day that we've been talking about all week long. For the first time in our illustrious career, your 6-man tag team champions of the universe are finally live, and you can interact with us right now. Down below, you have the Nubian Sumo sparking up his stick for the night.
Greetings and salutations, peoples.
You have WCW versus NWO. Behind that is the People's Choice Don Rodriguez.
Driving the bus.
Welcome to the mothership. Sit down, relax. And like I always say every week, if you hear any noise, ain't nobody but me and the boys. We're about to do it to you in your ear hole. Let's get it going.
So what's up,
You
fellas?
and this ear hole thing. You and this ear hole thing.
You got to hear me coming.
Is that a Me Tooable offense? Or is that like a matter of fact? You get with that? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll let it. It's too early in the show. We'll let him pass on that.
Oh yeah, we can't go crazy right away. We got to ease into it because unfortunately, you know, we are the Panthers really.
We had a good draft this week, so I had to break out my boys. You know,
what kind of Oreo cookie is this? You got the Wu-Tang on one side, even though there you go, you represent the Wu. You got some hardcoreness in Call of Duty, and then the soft marshmallow jello in the middle, being the Carolina Panthers. You know what that is? You got the soft part in the middle. Can you change the orientation, KG? Maybe he can get out from being soft and I don't know, look kind of ambiguous right now.
Don't be mad because you chose the wrong team.
I didn't choose the wrong team.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad because you support a bunch of losers.
Okay. This is
you like to draft racists and shit. Like to draft rapists and shit.
Takes one to know one.
Knife killers and all that.
Well, allegedly, I was there. Allegedly,
I was there too. He did it. He did it.
Nothing. You ain't see nothing, James.
He did it. He even came into the zone. He even came to the zone. Kaya was waiting on him in the damn screening room. I told her, don't serve him no steak.
Oh man, you know we're gonna need a James alarm because you know now that we're live and in charge about to talk about some wrestling and sports entertainment. You know we got standards and practices now, James. We got to
live or no live. This is me. You gonna get me if you don't like me.
You could have stuck with bite me, but you know. So yeah, standards and practices going to have out behind. Thank you very much. So it'll be live for the first time and the last time. Because you got
my email. They got my email. You got my email. Give it to them.
Oh, we're gonna need all your business as well as the name of your lawyer. So KG,
apparently you got my full government name. So
you know we do, Berkeley. You better stop playing with me. We're gonna put all that business out there. I've seen that application.
It's already been out there. It's already been out there with your big dumb mouth.
I seen it. KG.
Yes,
tell
sir.
us how you been all week, man. You was gone last week. You off camera this week.
Well, I'm here. All I'm doing is I'm letting it be known that we are live for the first time.
How you live and not on camera?
Because I can do that. I can do that. But
he just taking a bite out of his hot pocket. He just got home. So I mean, we've been sitting around here for what?
35 minutes waiting on him to stop playing around. I mean,
waiting on that old ass microwave to heat up that damn hot pocket.
That's a long drive from Jordan Grace's house.
You know what? We're not even gonna do that.
Turn off that headset because I'm getting a reverb from that headset. You got a headset on, don't you?
Who, me?
Well,
No, I'm talking about Call of Duty over here.
I don't have a headset on.
You just had a headset on. Is the mic still on?
Turn around. It's like plugged up.
Oh, so I'm here. I'm getting an echo of some kind. So I'm
That's
just letting
probably you, Pops. Look, Grandpa.
No, it's not. It's not me. It's not me.
Together. I don't have time for your witty banter or anything else, Grandpa. You just need to get together.
To answer your question, it's been a long week. Of course, had to come through pre-draft hype, pre-draft everything. We went live for the draft Thursday night, so I've been burning the midnight oil, But I thought I wasn't gonna make it here today. I'm here.
I'm glad it's
good. It's good. About damn time.
Even though I'm reluctant to ask, James, how has your week been?
Oh, it's been very long, very long. Glad it's
not what you say.
Glad it's. You know what?
Keep going. You got to tell us what you're smoking and drinking.
You working on it.
Yes, I am. Oh, yes,
you working on it. And the bad part is that you want it. That's the bad part.
Well, I mean, I am is what I am.
Well, since you've asked, the Nubian Sumo is tonight powered by the Monte Cristo TAA 50th anniversary, along with the limited edition old tub that I've pulled out in the past. And in honor of the Kentucky Derby, I pulled out my mint julep cup for the occasion.
I can't wait to see what you're going to use for Preakness.
No, we don't worry about Preakness. Those are the cheap horses.
Wait. You said it's a mint julep cup?
It's a mint julep cup, yes.
I did not know that was the cup.
Yes. These are cups specifically made for mint juleps.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Certainly.
What the hell is a mint julep?
No, when you drink out of that, do you play the song Mint Julep?
No, because I actually hate mint juleps.
Oh.
Mint juleps are some of probably the nastiest mixed drink they've ever created.
No, it's a Ray Charles song. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Just a little bit of soul now.
Oh God.
Yeah,
we have a show that we put on, right?
Yeah, we got to talk about Ray Charles while we're here.
Oh, okay. I guess that's in season right now. So normally, for those that are seeing it for the first time, we would totally ignore James being here, and KG and I would reminisce about all the goodness that happened all week. But since, it's our obligation to go ahead and let him get his contractual things together, and he's supporting his team, so he feels like he has to be a part of things, and he's the only one wearing a headset because he's old. We have to just go ahead and let him do a segment curated just for him so he can get his smoke and drink on for the rest of the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time live, the most popular person to pronounce every unpronounceable wrestling faction name that you can think of, the Nubian Sumo is bringing you That's Just Nubian.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, sir. It's about time you did something right for once in your life.
No, I've done right a couple times. Just wait for the left to show up.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Wait, are you wearing Carolina Panther? Oh, my God. The bands, too? Really?
This band has been on my wrist since 2000.
Have you ever seen Zoolander? Because you're not supposed to go full. I can't say it because, standards and practices may have an issue, but you're not supposed to go full, Go to the line, right up to the line. Just walk. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, there's the line. Let me not go past thee.
No.
Don't go past the line.
No. See, I'm all in. I'm a day one fan. See, can't too many people say that. I'm a day one Carolina Panther fan.
Oh, I thought you had to clean it up. We're about to say day one. There's really only two people that can say that. Have been you and God, technically. You know, let there be light and everything. I mean, you was there.
That's all right. That's all right.
Me and
him have had plenty of smokes and drinks.
I bet y'all probably playing.
Especially since he can turn water to wine.
Like, what you want to do? It's my day off. What you want to do? I don't know, man. You want to go fishing or something? All right, then.
And then all he got to do is wave his hand, and we got a whole bushel basket full with the bread.
That's why you lazy. You probably started off for everybody lazy. All you got to do is just throw the rod and the reel and get everything together. You just
when I got God right there to do everything?
Can you wave your hand real quick so I ain't got to do no work?
Nah,
lazy, man. See,
that's right.
50,000 years just with that comment right there. Go ahead and do your segment, man. The people want to hear it.
All right, so
I'm working on it, man. You're gonna give it to me tonight, James. Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm not. You want it. You want it too bad. I'm not gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Just because you want it so bad.
Hey, man. I'm trying to represent for DMX. Express his soul. You're gonna give it to me.
Okay, what's going on with you, KG? I mean, what's with the face?
Because you want it so bad, I ain't gonna give it to you.
Really, ear holes?
What's on your mind?
I know you over here doing ear holes and stuff.
I know, right?
You hear me when I, do my thing. And
look,
let the man do his segment, KG. You got one job. Let the man do his segment.
So
okay.
For this.
So we're gonna start off with Impact Wrestling. They had their Rebellion pay-per-view back on the 25th, where Violent by Design ended up beating James Storm, Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, and Willie Mack. One of the members of Violent by Design ended up getting hurt. So they wound up replacing him with a mystery partner who ended up being Big Cass, or as he's now known as W. Marcy, who wound up winning the match for the team. And so he's now signed with Impact Wrestling, and he's going to be doing some work in there. So we're going to see where he works out. You had Brian Myers, who defeated Matt Cardona. You had Josh Alexander, who ended up beating Ace Austin and TJP for the X Division title. Trey Miguel beat Sami Callihan in a last man standing match. Deonna Purrazzo defended her Knockouts championship against Tenille Dashwood. The Good Brothers wound up losing their rematch to Finn Juice for the tag team titles. You had you had Fire and Flavor losing their tag team titles to Jordan Grace and her mystery partner, who ended up being Rachel Ellering. Now, if you don't know who Rachel Ellering is, she's the daughter of the former manager for the Road Warriors, Paul Ellering. And so she was personally picked by Jazz to be in this tag team match, and she wound up winning the match for him. And then in the main event for the unified AEW Impact World Championship, Rich Swann was defeated by Kenny Omega.
The damn travesty.
So
see how they do the DMV, James? That's just messed up. But on a side note, I know you're doing your segment and blah 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 blah. But did you guys catch the note this week that there's a strong possibility that somebody may be going to AEW, another related child of a horseman? I'm seeing if James.
I've seen the.
Seeing if you caught that.
I've seen the chatter that's
so
been going on about that.
I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just going to let you slide that into That's Just Nubian because
no. Since you brought it up, I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and.
No. I just want to
expand on that.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and add that in for those that have it. I don't want to ruin it and just derail us yet, because Lord knows we're going to go off the rails pretty soon. But I just wanted to slide that in there so that way you could go ahead and put that in where you like.
Well, going into last Thursday's show, you had Scott D'Amore, who came into the ring and and was talking to everybody about Kenny Omega winning the title, and that somebody needed to step up and come after the title to bring the title back to Impact. So they have put together a 6-man match that's going to happen at their next pay-per-view, which is called Under Siege, which will be on May 15th. And the first matches have already taken place. So you have Sami Callihan, Matt Cardona, and Chris Bay, who have made the first 3 spots. And they now he also said that if Kenny Omega, because he had talked to Kenny Omega to Don Callis prior to going into the ring, and found out that Kenny Omega wasn't in the building for their celebration. So he told Callis that if Kenny Omega didn't appear before the end of the show, that he would not only be stripped of the Impact World Championship, but he would be suspended from Impact and also an indefinite suspension per their contract from AEW. So he ended up coming in at the end of the match, at the end of the show, during the Eddie Edwards, Sami Callihan qualifying match, and jumped the both of them. So Sami Callihan ended up winning the match because they ended up attacking Eddie Edwards first. So he won by disqualification. So the way it's looking, Sami Callihan is going to be the one who's going to go after Kenny Omega to get the title, to go after the title. So we'll see how that works out. You also have the like I said, the Under Siege pay-per-views coming up. They've also already made some matches. They're teasing that Willie Mack and Morrissey will have a match against each other based on the match that I just mentioned during Rebellion. You're going to have Fire and Flavor going after the tag titles again against the champions Grace and Ellering. You got the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega who go up against FinJuice and Eddie Edwards. And you also have the number 1 contenders match that I mentioned earlier. So there will be other matches. They haven't set those matches up yet. You also have against all. They've also announced the Against All Odds pay-per-view for June the 12th, and they've also already have plans for Slammiversary for sometime in July. So they haven't put a date on that yet. So I'll let you know what that date is once it's announced. Now in Ring of Honor, you had the 500th episode of the show last week, where they had 2 matches. They had Jonathan Gresham, who defended the Pure Championship against Jay Lethal. So that was Foundation versus Foundation. And again, Jonathan Gresham did win. And they had their mainstays, the brothers, Mark and Jay Briscoe, had a match against each other, of which Mark Briscoe wound up winning the match by countout, of which of the 8 matches that they've had, he had only won 1 of them prior to this match. So that was a good thing for him to win that match. And then they've also announced that in the next show, which was tonight, that they will be announced, or next week, I should say, they will announce that the first entry for the Women's World Title tournament that they're going to have this summer. They still haven't put a date on that yet, but they will be working on that soon. Now, in New Japan Wrestling, you had the Katsuma no Kani pay-per-view, the 2-night event that they had. You had the United Empire, who defeated the LIJ team in a 10-man match. Toru Yano defended his KOPW Provisional Championship against Evil. And you're gonna like this one, Don.
Okay.
In a creation of darkness match. Can you guess what a creation of darkness match is?
Please don't let it be a lights out, you can't see anything, fumbling around type of match.
Sorry, but yeah. It was a blindfold match, just
Of
like
course.
they had at Rebellion for or what that pay-per-view that Impact had, where they had the two they had blindfold match. But this one was a little different. What they did, they started the match with 4 hoods on each ring post.
That's racist.
And the object of damn.
Oh God, did he pop? Did he pop on that?
Damn, I didn't even think of that. Oh my God, damn.
Did he pop on that?
Yeah, you got me on that one. That tickled me a little bit. That you got me on that one. Okay, so they had the hoods on the ring post, and the object of the match was to have the hood on your opponent while they were being pinned or submitted, of which Toru Yano, in his inventive way, wound up finding a way to do that. So he wound up winning his match. And the main event of that night was Roppongi 3K defeating El Desperado and Kanemaru and retained the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Now, on the 29th, the next night, you had Desperado, Kanemaru, and Minoru Suzuki, who defeated Roppongi 3K and Tiger Mask. You had Gorillas of Destiny and Jado, their manager, going up against Tai Chi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Doki, which went to a no contest because Tamatanga and Tai Chi were wrestling or struggling between trying to get possession of a ladder, which goes into their match coming up that they're going to have here soon. So that would turn to a no contest. Tetsuya Naito and Shingo Takagi defeated the Great Okan and Will Ospreay, and Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Aaron Hanari and Jeff Cobb. So there were other matches, but just to go into the basic, the gist of the main matches, I just wanted to give those. So now they're leading up to Wrestling Dantaku, which is one of their main shows that they have. On May the 3rd, they will have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tonga Loa, and the winner of that match, if Zack Sabre Jr. wins that match, then Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi will get a rematch for their IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. You have Tai Chi going up against Tamatanga, which I just mentioned, and I mentioned this to you before, Don, in an earlier show for the Iron Fingers ladder match, and I discussed in an earlier show how what the Iron Fingers are and how they play into this match. So you can go back to our earlier shows and see what like the show about 2-3 weeks ago, where it was just me and Don, and you can go back and watch that and see what I'm talking about. Then Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main event will go up against Jay White for the Never Openweight Championship. And the significance of this is, as I mentioned earlier in that same show, that Jay White, if he wins this match, will be the first person in New Japan history to hold all 4 single men's titles. Well, they don't have women's titles, so all 4 singles titles in New Japan. So that would be significant and historical for that match. Then on the next night, the 4th, the main events will be Desperado defending his Junior Heavyweight Championship against Yo from Roppongi 3K. and Will Ospreay defending his world championship against Shingo Takagi. So then once those happen, then you'll have the road to Wrestling Grand Slam, which will be 2 nights. The first night will be in Yokohama Stadium, which is a baseball stadium, on May the 15th. And then they'll go to the Tokyo Dome on May 29th, which will already has a main event of Okada versus the winner of the World Championship match I just mentioned for Wrestling Dontaku between Will Ospreay and Shingo Takagi. Then we move on to Dominion on June the 6th in Osaka-jo Hall, which is another one of their big shows that they usually have during the year. And then also I wanted to mention some other things to end up now. May 3rd. May 3rd is a significant day in New Japan because it is Bullet Club Day. May 3rd is the day that the Bullet Club first came into New Japan. So they always celebrate that, and it just happens to fall on the first night of Wrestling Dontaku. So they usually make a big deal about that. They usually have like robes that all of the members end up wearing that they custom make for them, and the matches will be there'll be a bunch of matches usually featuring Bullet Club. So especially now that you have Jay White going for the never open weight title in the main event, so that'll be significant. You also have May 2nd, which is my father's birthday, but it is also the birthday of Mr. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Wow. So if you all want to pull out your bull, anything with bulls on it, he covered up that tat, but if you want to pull out your rock belts or whatever you want to do, or your glasses, or give somebody the people's eyebrow that day, go ahead and do that. Then I also found something interesting today. There's going to be a match that's going to take place on July the 31st, and it is going to feature El Jefe, El Patron, El Mero Mero, Mr. Alberto Del Rio, who has his own federation or wrestling company with Chavo Guerrero Jr. Called Nacion Lucha Libre. The event is going to be, like I said, on July the 31st in McAllen, Texas, and it's going to feature Mr. Del Rio or Alberto Del Patron, as he's been called since he left WWE, who's going to be facing El Idolo Andrade. Now, you got a lot of people who are raising a lot of sand about this, being that AEW has gotten some heat about having some of their wrestlers wrestling in a recent event with Alberto Del Rio on the card. So a lot of people don't want this match to happen, but it is his own organization. So it
is what it is.
It is what it is. There'll also be appearances by Kalisto, Primo, and Epico in this match. So so this will be the restart. Now they had to end up, because of the pandemic, they had to end up closing down this organization back in January of 2020. So this is going to be the restart of that company. So we'll see how that happens, or what goes on with that. So let's see, some programming notes that I want to end with. You have AEW, not AEW, but A&E, the network A&E, who's been having their WWE biographies has been going on. They've been very good. They started off with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They had Roddy Piper last week, and they'll have Macho Man Randy Savage coming up tomorrow or Sunday. And then the Vice Network will start their shows for Dark Side of the Ring, which will feature a 2-hour show for their first for the start of the new season with Brian Pillman. Now, somebody, don't know who, might have even been Vice, but somebody put up the first hour on YouTube earlier today. Now, I don't know if it's still there, but I did watch it. And even though it's not supposed to be funny, there's a guy on there. I'm not going to blow it, but he's funny as hell. And you got to watch this shit. If you don't watch it, you got to watch it just for this guy. And I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm just going to let you see for yourself. And then to end things off, MLW, as of today, has added, I'm not sure if they moved completely, but they added Vice Network to their programming list. So they're going to start showing MLW Fusion on Saturdays at noon on Vice Television. Now, they did the same thing that they did with NWA when they came back, that they started showing old shows. Like the show that they showed today had Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Maxwell Jacob Freeman on it, and they've been off of that show for a good while now. So,
right.
So I guess they're going to start doing those shows and doing some older shows to try to catch people up and that hasn't seen the beIN Sports shows, just to catch them up on what's going on. So that's it for me. I do have one more thing that I could add, but we might want to save that for a little bit later because it may be talked about. But I'll go ahead and tease it that MLW is actually in talks with a certain wrestling company in a partnership. So do you want to talk about that later, or do you want to talk about that now?
You're going to talk about it now because you still got to go ahead and throw out the teaser that I mentioned as well.
Well, it is being reported that MLW is now in the works of working together with the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't know whether it's going to be an Evolve type situation where they're just going to trade talent back and forth there, because the way they're talking, it's looking like they're going to use developmental talent from NXT that hasn't been getting any work or hasn't been getting any TV time.
Right.
So they could do it like they did with Evolve and just switch talent, or they're talking about doing an ECW situation where WWE will be funding them and using their show to highlight some of the developmental talent that they want to put out. So it's still in the works. Triple H is saying that, he's gotten a lot of flack saying that WWE is unwilling or scared to deal outside of WWE with other organizations. So this is his answer to that. And so we'll see what happens with that. And to go into what Mr. Rodriguez was talking about, Tessa Blanchard is actually looking at coming to AEW, which we've already stated could be a fact, could be a possibility, being that her father is in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And then we already discussed between the three of us that AEW is in need of a little bit of help with their women's division. So this would be something to look at. Now, you also have this Diamond Mine thing that's going on in NXT that they're teasing. Right. So that may be something involving Tessa Blanchard as well. We don't know. So we're going to have to see what's going on. We're going to have to check out, and see what's happening. And well, of course, once we find out anything, we will get back to you. We'll let you know, because that's so Nubian.
I appreciate that. And I do agree with the comment we just got about it. Definitely being best for business. DDP.
I got something.
Go ahead.
Today is the first of the month. Today is May 1st, right?
Checks go out. Oh, snap.
Well, other than that, but it's May 1st. I can't let this day go by without wishing the Human Wrestling Almanac, my cousin, y'all know him as Block. That's Uncle Buck to us. My cousin Daryl, a happy birthday. Like, I think he like 25, 26 now. I mean, you're getting up there, buddy. But when I say Wrestling Almanac, this is the guy I tell y'all about that used to buy the almanacs, and we would sit down and I could open it up to any page and quiz him on what happened in what year. And he could tell me what happened. It's because of him I got in the Ring of Honor, because I found out who CM Punk was through him. So I gotta wish the dude a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday, sir.
Any more? And for that shameless plug, that's about $4.99. We accept cash, check, debit card, and since you're an almanac, OG food stamps. We will give you change back after we rip the 20 out the book.
Wait. We need
we're not going that far. So moving right along in the show. It's time to start talking about, probably, unfortunately or fortunately, what I think is going to be the best quote-unquote free per-view for this year from AEW, and that being Blood and Guts. So this will actually be, if I remember correctly, the first Pics for an AEW pay-per-view-ish event that we've done in 2021. So I've only taken the first 5 major matches, and then we'll do some picks from that, and then just like we do in normal circumstances, I'll probably pick the winners. But outside of that, we'll see who's got some great ideas and good vision that could lead to possibly a W in the win column since I won WrestleMania. So James, I'm actually going to let you go first. I'm going to start from, no particular order. We'll just put it that way. So we got a full what? No, don't get low. Look salty. You should have been on camera to get that.
No. It ain't even got nothing to do with that. It's a simple fact that you keep saying you won WrestleMania. You lucked up.
How did I luck up? I dominated night 1, and night 2, we tied.
Okay. Anyway. Daryl, we would love to have you on. It'll be great. I'm not paying attention to anything he's saying. Let me go this way. I ain't paying attention to nothing he's saying. I love you too, brother. But he cheated during WrestleMania. We're not even gonna talk about that.
You're right. I just made.
He always cheats.
All you had to do is pick what I picked, and you could have at least been tied with the winner. But I mean, I'm not. See, now you turn your camera off because you're mad. Don't get salty, Craig. Don't be mad.
The man is eating during the show. You didn't
I just said that.
You didn't notice him cleaning out his doing all this.
All right. You were, what I'm saying.
Look at it chewing. Look at it chewing. Swallow it. Swallow it down. Swallow it down.
Exactly.
Don't get choked.
Because it's been a long day.
Because the pepperoni is real small in them pot pockets. So, I mean, don't get choked.
Yeah, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the lack of podcast and show etiquette.
And look,
somebody not being on camera.
For those who are just joining us for the first time, this is what we do. Okay?
Well,
this is nothing different. This is nothing different than what we usually do. So, we get out of pocket. We get off on tangents. And it just happens. This is just.
He actually is pulling,
It's unscripted.
Yeah. He just is used to us not being on camera, and he could do whatever he wants, microwave things and stuff. But now that we're on camera, we're just going to have to
live.
And live on several platforms.
On several platforms, yes.
We're gonna have to, work with him.
His idea.
Exactly. That's the equivalent of. I mean, I could just take the shirt off right now.
I'll be damned. Hey.
I'm just saying. I mean,
hey,
we're having meals.
I'm back.
You ain't back.
Stop.
Man.
Keep your clothes on. Keep your clothes on.
Hey, look, you got something right here, buddy.
Yeah.
See,
Look, man, I ain't ate since 10 o'clock this morning. Y'all leave me alone.
I turned my camera off. Y'all gonna get a special surprise. I'll tell you that much. When I come back, you're gonna see something. I can tell you that.
See,
But
last time you did that shit, you got in trouble.
Hey, man, make up the breakup.
Tell that. Run, tell that.
I'm telling. I'll send a text right now. I'm bucket naked again. And
keep your clothes on.
And if she gonna come down there, what the hell did I tell you? What did I tell you? Put your clothes on. Put your clothes back on now.
You go back to eating, okay?
He had to get that last swig of Tahitian treat.
Yeah. 5 minutes to the itis.
I know, right?
That's all I'm saying. So
you gonna be like,
what is that stick? Why
I got a ways to go.
The segment's over. See that eating on the job. See what happened? You have one job. You managing the ticker. One job. You can't even get the ticker right. God dang it, Bob.
And he took himself out all the way. So okay.
Hey man, it's gonna take him 5 minutes to change it off of that's just Nubian. I'll tell you. Production value. I'm glad we don't pay him for that. So, 4 tag match. What?
You made me hit the wrong button.
Ain't nobody made you do nothing.
Exactly. You put it in the wrong spot. That's why you hit the wrong button. So
yeah, you just move your dessert Twinkie the wrong place. That's what you did.
I don't eat Twinkies for dessert.
Oh, ding dongs. Okay.
If you did.
Okay, ding dongs. Then you move your ding dong.
Zebra rolls. Get it right.
Hello.
Zebra rolls.
Hello. All right. So can I at least say the match, please, before y'all go off on tangent? So we're talking Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian, SCU, going up against Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy versus the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison versus the Acclaimed, being Anthony Bowens and Matt Caster. So, James, who do you think is going to get the W in this match? And the winner will be #1 contenders for the tag team championships of AEW. So we're talking SCU, Jurassic Express, Varsity Blondes, or the Acclaimed. Who you're going to give the nod to?
Well, only because of the storyline, you got to go with SCU. If they lose a match, they're out. They've broken up as a tag team. So that's a given.
But it's not loser leaves AEW.
No, it's not loser leave AEW, but it is loser. They have to break up. So they're going to break up. They're trying to go after the titles. So that'll be their loss. So, yeah, SCU. I'm going with SCU.
Lunchman, where you at?
I'm here.
How much food do you have? Show the food. Just show
it's
the
gone
food.
Now.
Show the plate.
It's gone.
The plate is gone?
Ain't offered to share or nothing.
Bruh, I had to do something. Look, you want me to make it through this or not?
Most people would have drunk coffee or something. You only want to eat to make it through.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, KG. Your pick.
The Varsity Blondes.
You just pulled that out of your booty? Really?
And watch it be right. Watch it be right.
We know your track record, WrestleMania. So, yeah, they're not winning. So, I'm going to go with James on this SCU storyline thing. Kind of seems like the right way to go, even though I would love Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus to get that just due. But, yeah.
They'll get their shot eventually, but, yeah. Whoa, wait a minute now.
What the heck? You about to cut something?
He about to cut his damn zebra roll. That's what he about to do. Zebra
make sure
cake.
you turn the camera off when you're doing those controlled substances, okay?
You got to make sure it's right, Ed.
Yeah. When you cut that mumbo sauce, make sure you do that.
You can't cut mumbo sauce.
I was about to say,
like
if he cut his mumbo sauce, if he using that on his mumbo sauce, something wrong with that sauce.
Hey, that young one eat that.
All right, so KG, is your match that you can start with. So hold tight on this.
All
It's gonna be
right.
a tag match. Your champ of champs in AEW right now, Kenny Omega, with Michael Nakazawa versus Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. No stipulation has been announced as of yet. It's just a straight up tag match.
I got to go with Omega. Omega seems to be the golden boy. Like he's not going to lose. He's not going to lose at anything. It's like he's getting this push. That's what I see.
Okay. I'm going with Kingston and Mox, just because it's not like it's a one-on-one championship match. So, James, you're the tiebreaker. What side of the street you on?
John Moxley pins Nakazawa.
Close enough for me. All right, next match. Cody versus QT Marshall. Even though it truthfully seems like it should be Dustin versus QT, because that's really where the bulk of the beef has been. But it is what it is on that. So I'll do the pick. I mean, it's going to be a stretch. But, I mean, Cody has been giving, but I think he's going to come out on top on this one and bring it home for the Nightmare family. So I'm going to go with Cody. James?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cody too. I don't see him. This is he's been out for a while on maternity leave, so this is his way of starting back up. So it wouldn't hurt QT Marshall to lose this one, and like you said, it's building up to him and Dustin. So
Right.
yeah, I'll go with Cody.
All right. KG?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared to pick because I think you're gonna criticize and say what? What?
Are you,
What?
is your feelings hurt?
But do you really care if he does that though?
You need a donut? You need a donut to sit on now? Your booty hurting? I'm just asking. I just want to make sure you're comfortable. Get the donut, put a little air in it. You'll be okay.
Wow.
You got about maybe, 20, 30 more minutes of show left, so you can go ahead and just be comfortable while you ride this out, man. You already ate, Stomach's good. I get your booty good. You'll be okay. So what's your pick?
I don't know. Depending on what he ate, he might be bubbling.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, I'm good. Cody.
All right. Seems like a unanimous bandwagon right there. All right. So now we go for the match, the reason for the season. You can call it what you want, but AEW is calling it the Blood and Guts match, to which Pinnacle has the advantage. So, James, I'll let you make the first pick on this one. We're talking the Inner Circle being Jericho, Hager, Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara versus Pinnacle, which is MJF, Wardlow, Sean Spears, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. Of course, you're going to have, some company out there as well that probably show up out of nowhere. I'm quite sure MJF has a plan. But knowing how things could fall into place, with Pinnacle having the advantage, James, who you got in the first ever AEW Blood and Guts match?
Well, if they go with tradition, the faces usually win this type of match. So I'm going to go with the Inner Circle.
All right, KG?
Pinnacle.
Dang. All right. I'm going to go with Inner Circle as well. Just because
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, and you miss 100% of the shots you do take. Oh, snap!
See, I was gonna say something, but I'll save that for later.
Oh,
see, I'll let you say it tonight.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that.
I'll let you say it tonight.
See, you want to know something funny? He always talk about what he did to you down in Atlanta in the zone, but he forgets when I shoot, I score. My name was up on that scoreboard in NBA Tonight for how long? As one of the top scorers in NBA Tonight until y'all reset it after I left. Remember that.
Yeah, you was up there for a while just because that's all you was doing instead of working.
Burn.
You gotta tell everybody my business.
If you're going to tell on yourself.
Well, you ain't got to tell everybody my business. I was 18 years old. Leave me alone.
And you're 19 now, so you're still in trouble. But you're hungry ass. Everybody else talking like Marvin. You over here having a goddamn smorgasbord.
That's why you got to have executive producers like I have.
No, you got a camera button that you just pressed off. You got some corny. So
you got to have executive producers. You got my cheese whiz there, boy.
Oh God! Wait a minute. What the hell are you drinking now?
I'm thirsty.
Man, must be nice.
So James can drink, but I can't?
It's in my contract.
You had 2 different drinks. He's drinking out of a damn trough. I mean, it's.
Wait a damn minute. A trough? Really?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow. A trough?
Oh my God.
So
you gonna put some respect on my cup. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can't put anything on your cup right now.
You gonna put some respect on my cup.
A trough. Okay.
That's all right, man. I mean, the last time I saw that cup, Indiana Jones was passing that over trying to find a holy grail.
Damn right.
Just saying.
Damn right.
Remember,
it's good enough. If it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for me.
That's not the cup of a carpenter. So Jesus was a carpenter. Oh man! All right. So, for those that have missed one hell of a great SmackDown, make sure you go back and watch it. The build up to the main event being Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, with Daniel Bryan's career.
New music sucks ass.
Okay. Yeah, it may take something to grow on you.
Pre-white ass.
Couple dinglebirds in there too, I'm assuming.
And toilet paper.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you put that in your cup. So
no,
I was on a good segue and you just ruined it. Talk about toilet paper.
Whatever. That damn song. They somebody need to be shot for shit and killed for stinking for them making that damn song. They need to call Jim Johnston back.
I'm probably retired.
And apologize.
All right, so we had the buildup of Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns, to which Daniel Bryan passed out and then was, in typical WWE fashion, concertoed out of his SmackDown career or brandship, I guess, for lack of a better term. So this could go a couple different ways. So I wanted to pose a question to you guys. What is next for Daniel Bryan? Because all they kept saying in, like I said, the build up to the match and the promos to the match is that his SmackDown career was on the line. What you guys thinking?
KG? Go ahead, KG.
This is not like territory wrestling. You know, where you can say, well, your SmackDown career is online. He's not going to survive on Raw. Who is there for him to beef with on Raw? Be honest.
Well, I don't know. A brand extension, a.k.a. draft, could solve that problem.
Yeah, true, but I don't know. It doesn't have the same height, the same oomph that it would normally have. So, but if this is it, I don't know. Put him on Shotgun Saturday Night or some shit. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Obviously, you don't care, right? You just throwing him in Shotgun Saturday. Really?
I mean, he could be on Sunday Night Heat too if you want to.
Wow. Damn. That's daggone travesty right there.
I'm not getting full DB.
Just put him on Superstars. He could be hanging out with Hogan, who's not on the show.
Well, guess what? Hogan never showed up on Superstars. I know Daniel Bryan to be there every week.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know Daniel Bryan to be there every week, so I'm fine with that.
All right. James, you're about to say something.
I got two scenarios. First one being he goes to Raw and starts a storyline with Edge. Because Edge wants to wrestle him really badly. Apparently, he's on Edge's list of folks that he wants to wrestle before he shuts down altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in looking at some videos on YouTube last night and earlier today, I was given the suggestion that he could also go to NXT.
I thought about that. Yep.
Now, he could be a leader and a mentor over at NXT, as well as go back to his old Ring of Honor days and wrestle some of these guys that are coming up that he could have some real good matches with, before he rides off into the sunset himself. Because he's also talking about at the end of his career going back to the Indies. And I would love to see him go back to Ring of Honor and go after that Pure Championship. Can you imagine him versus Gresham?
Wow. That'd be a classic. But do you think that he would end up in AEW?
No.
When he's on his tour?
No. He might. He could.
I mean, let's say if
I see him
the writing is on the wall. What we gonna say?
I see him ending his career in Ring of Honor because that's where he got his name, really. Yeah. I mean, that's where he built up his name and got his reputation in Ring of Honor. So I say start there, end there. And I'm sure they'll take it back with open arms.
I'm with you, but I was thinking if, the writing on the wall is true, and let's say he goes into the Hall of Fame next year. So what's to stop him from, making a world tour and ending up in AEW as a WWE Hall of Famer? So at that point, he's already gotten to the Hall of Fame. So it's not like there's anything left for him to do. So if he's going to cross divisional lines and stuff like that, it's free reign.
It could happen. It could happen. But I see him ending his career in Ring of Honor.
I'm with that. So Daniel Bryan had a phenomenal match with Roman Reigns, but also at the same time, there was a couple other good matches. One of them being intergender 6-person tag match. And it got me to thinking, mostly because of one person who I'm going to name in this list really quick. Who has the best frog splash? And that's something that we haven't really talked about yet. I was like, man, there's some good ones. Just to throw some names out there, and I'm just curious who you guys think, because my list has kind of shifted a little bit on who would be in the top 3 based off of what I saw on SmackDown. So you got some great ones like D'Lo Brown, Tanahashi, just for you, James, just to throw out some something across the seas there. Seth Rollins from AAA, Art Barr, AJ Styles, Bronson Reed, believe it or not, at NXT. I still think, even though it was interesting to watch Bam Bam Bigelow when he would do one, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Kevin Owens, Montez Ford, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam. Those are some good names in itself. But watching that match with Bianca Belair and the Street Profits, and watching Montez hit his frog splash, not from the turnbuckle, but from the actual rope, one hop to the rope, one hop off the rope, I was like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. And then the height and the impact, like, yeah, he's kind of up there in top 3 for me now, along with Eddie Guerrero and RVD. And to me, that's kind of a triangle that's hard to decipher as to which one's going to be on top at any given time, because there's arguments, in my opinion, that could be made. And Montez, in my opinion, to be that good and that young, man, he's doing some wonderful things. But what do you guys think? Did I miss anybody, or is there, somebody jumps to mind when we're talking frog splashes here besides yourselves? I see you smiling, KG, or your kids, or your grandkids.
You muted.
That's my fault. Now you talk about greatest frog splash. Goddamn, that kid right there. That kid right there got the greatest frog splash. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Greatest frog splash ever, and I got it on tape. Thank you, sir. That's my executive producer. That's my gopher.
He may be the best server ever, considering that he got you off camera for like a quarter of the show, eating, sliding you plates.
Yeah, I hope you're tipping him.
Yeah, I do tip him. I let him live. But when we talk about we mean all time. That's what you mean, all time frog splash.
Yep. Who you got?
If I had to pick a number one, if you put a gun to my head right now and I had to pick a number one, it's got to be Eddie Guerrero. But now Rob Van Dam in ECW, he sacrificed body and everything else. He got more height. His frog splashes in ECW were more devastating than they were in WWE.
Right.
And Montez Ford, for lack of a better term, has leapfrogged D'Lo Brown now.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, because Montez Ford, he gets so high, and his impact, he doesn't use a breastplate like D'Lo did. He's smaller than D'Lo. He's a cruiserweight doing this and doing damage. Mm-hmm. Like if anybody ever kicks out of his frog splash, I'll be surprised. But those are my top four right there. You know, that's my Mount Rushmore for frog splashes. Eddie, RVD, Montez Ford now, and D'Lo Brown's four.
Word. James?
First of all, I know you didn't put that list in order, but for you to say Eddie Guerrero so far down is a blasphemy.
I was saving Eddie, you know, because that's one of those gimmies. That it wasn't in any particular order. I was just naming names, but you know.
Second of all,
if we had to go, you know, by it, you know, you can't really see it, but Eddie's up the top.
Second of all,
handwriting.
Second of all, I'd have to add Myron Reed to that list from MLW because he has a very good frog splash himself. Leo Rush has a very good one.
Yeah.
There are a few others, but you know we won't go into those pretty much because we're already looking at a pretty decent list of folks that you named off.
You can throw Tina in there as well.
Well, hers isn't a frog splash.
It's a splash.
It's a splash, but it's not a frog splash. If we wanted to get into splashes, I could just plain splashes. I could bring in some of them Samoans and whatnot. You know, I could bring in Jacob Fatu and Umaga and a whole bunch of other ones. So you know, we could go into a long list of just splashes, but we talk about frog splashes here. So again, as I will go with the consensus with Eddie, RVD, and Montez being top three. D'Lo Brown did have a very good one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, So I'll go with the consensus on this.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to see. You know, just like I said, just throwing it out there. Just something that just jumped into my brain. And then the other thing, which was going to wrap us up for this first ever live show that jumped into my brain, was another big question based off.
But then crowd those gerbils that are in there.
Oh God, they still running a little loop. I mean, the only thing that they're circling around is trying to find a way for the Panthers to win. But outside of that,
that's all right. You don't worry about my Panthers. You worry about them Ravens.
Hey, I guarantee you the Ravens will get a dub. Quite a few of them. Who knows?
So will we.
Huh?
So will we.
Huh?
Huh? Yeah, huh? If you can hum, you can hear.
What? Even Louisville can't say okay to that.
Don't start that.
That's okay. So as I was saying, wrapping up tonight before we get into our world famous closing, I had another thought. With the recent news, with the recent kind of news about this NHL deal that's going to be hitting TNT billion-dollar deal at that, bringing the Stanley Cup and everything else over, that could potentially have some effect on AEW. Which it's interesting that the logical rumor is that AEW would go to Fridays. So are we on a precipice of the Friday Night Wars? Have they decimated the third brand? Because I'm not calling NXT, a farm league or anything like that. They've shown that they can dominate the third brand. But now they're moving on to the big leagues. Friday Night SmackDown versus AEW. That's a big deal. The best storylines in the WWE is still, in my opinion, on SmackDown. So you're going heavy hitter for heavy hitter. What you guys' thoughts?
I think they should do it. I think it'll be good. It'll be good for AEW.
Go to Monday.
They could go to Monday. They could go to Monday as well. But I think I would prefer them to go to Friday because I think they can hang with SmackDown. If not even beat them in the ratings.
Can you imagine the ripples that would have in the WWE if they are getting beat on Fridays like they were getting beat on Wednesday?
And see, to go to Monday would be like picking low-hanging fruit because the ratings at Raw are kind of low anyway. They're struggling right now for ratings anyway. So that'd be kind of low-hanging fruit. If I'm gonna go after somebody, if I'm gonna get in a boxing ring, I'm going after the best one to get the most money. So I'm going after. So I will go after SmackDown.
Okay. What about you, KG?
I gotta disagree with you, James, because I think SmackDown is the better show of the three, and AEW's ratings are starting to trend downward. The storylines are getting stale. They're bringing in older wrestlers that they're not doing what they were doing before. And if they try to go head to head with SmackDown's gonna kill them because SmackDown's a better product. I don't know why, but SmackDown's a better product. So AEW going head to head with SmackDown is going to be the end of AEW. Bye bye AEW, because your ratings are going to be on the toilet, and you're going to wind up. You might as well go ahead and go to Thursday.
But that's my reason for going to Friday because that makes them better. That makes them have to be better in order to compete with SmackDown. So
right.
They're gonna have to build. They're gonna have to bring up their A game to compete. So it's better for everybody. It's better for AEW. It's better for WWE. It's better for us as wrestling fans that they go to Friday because that just makes them have to step up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. But I mean, either way, I think we're going to benefit from the WWE side of things. They're going to have to step up their game. It'd be a blessing if they went to Tuesday, but if Dynamite went to Monday, that means the Dark Evolution could go to Friday. So they can, bring another show up and have 2 shows a week that are going to be televised and still have traditional Dark on YouTube. So that would give them an extra beneficial impression because still the executives are happy with the advertising rates and the ratings themselves, the demographic wins on the network. So it's not like it was back then where WCW was doing great and the execs didn't care about what potential ad buy rates or whatever else they could bring in. They just didn't want wrestling on the network, period. It had nothing to do with money. They just didn't want that, for lack of a better term, that crap on the network. Probably because it was a pet of Ted Turner, and since they were ousting Ted, they figure, you need to go and take your dog with you. Don't leave that around a play. But, those old execs, the young kids and guys and gals that are running the business now actually see the value in $1 billion industry worldwide, phenomenon, being sports entertainment, wrestling, whatever you want to call it. So the opportunity is there, the viewership is there, the vehicle is crossed over lines that normally wouldn't be done in this fashion, I guess, for lack of a better term. WWE had a couple opportunities, but we never had it like this, where your champion is now somebody else's champion and stuff like that, and people are bouncing back and forth at the level that they are. It's nothing too crazy, but at the same time, you're getting impressions on in two different ways. Plus, one of your top talents is on a talent show, and then your biggest draw is on your competition's streaming network after WrestleMania. I mean, the writing's on the wall. The winner's a winner.
Yeah, and you got and also I didn't mention earlier that El Phantasmo is supposed to be debuting next week on Impact. So
yep.
You got New Japan. Their president had a press conference on yesterday where he talked about the expansion into the United States and all the collaborations and partnerships that they got going on. So yeah, it's AEW can take full advantage of that, especially now that they're starting to bring people over from Japan. I mean, for AEW, because you got that United States title match with Jon Moxley going up against Yuji Nagata.
That's huge.
And Yuji Nagata hasn't been on TNT in forever, because he was in WCW back in the days when Ono was managing, and he was bringing all that talent over from New Japan and All Japan and whatnot. So you got that going on. That's no telling who they're going to bring in after Nagata. And Nagata's a big deal. So
I said that the party lines that they're crossing is incredible. And again, like you were talking about earlier with Triple H feeling pressure, he should feel pressure. But the funny thing is they're putting a pressure on H, like he's the overall decision maker. He's just handling NXT. He's got his hands here or there, but NXT is what he's driving.
Yeah, but right now Triple H is the one everybody's having to go to get to Vince. He's the gatekeeper to Vince, so he is the person who's making a lot of these decisions, not only in NXT but all over WWE.
Yeah,
he's got his hands in all the cookie jars,
including Stephanie. So, KG, go ahead.
I just got a
Me too. Me too.
That's a factual statement, A.
It is factual, but hey, you didn't have to say it. Me too.
Low hanging fruit.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Now you said that Triple H is the gatekeeper. So who's the key master?
Vince.
Yeah, Vince.
So you can't keep the key master and the gatekeeper in the same room, because then if you do, like 7 levels of hell is gonna open up.
Jericho already has.
Go over there. I mean, damn.
That's the dog getting married. Mass hysteria.
I'm over here trying to watch Mortal Kombat. Outland is already taking over.
Which Mortal Kombat are you watching?
The new one.
No, you still watching it?
I'm just getting to watching it.
No, let me know when you find Liu Kang.
They already found Liu Kang.
No, for real. Let me know when you find Liu Kang. And the real Shang Tsung. If you want to watch something, go back to maybe 10 years ago to YouTube and look up Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Oh, I'm watching that next. That's on Netflix. I'm watching that next.
They put the whole thing on Netflix?
Yeah.
Now you don't know. I'm talking Legacy. The fan made YouTube 10 minutes.
There's something on Netflix called Mortal Kombat Legacy.
If it's the one with Michael Jai White, then that's the right one.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I saw that was on there.
Yeah, if you
I don't know what it is, but I'll watch that when I get done.
Netflix, then it's awesome. I mean, that is what you really need to see be put together in major motion picture production.
Nah, what you need to be watching is the new Netflix anime series called Yasuke.
What the heck is that?
Yasuke is a story about it's based on a true story. It's an anime, but it's based on a true story about the first black samurai in Japan.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, you sure
I've
gone through Tom Cruise?
No, that's The Last Samurai, dummy.
I know.
This is about a brother. I watched the first 3 episodes and it's real good. I mean, the anime in it reminds you of the Boondocks, the way it's drawn.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a very good story, and it's a story that needs to be watched. I mean, that and the just like any story about in Black history, considering like almost like the Nearest Green story, but this story is something that needs to be watched for. I mean, they have their creative license, of course, with the actual story, the way the actual story is, but it gives you an idea of what the actual history is behind that. So that's something that needs to be watched.
Okay. Is there an Asian Uncle Ruckus?
No, but there's an Italian one.
I'll take it. Unfortunately, I can't do the Uncle Ruckus voice in Italian, so
I'm not even going to attempt to, so I ain't even going to try.
Some of that spaghetti, Robert. That's the best.
Oh, I was actually waiting for somebody to come out with that. What did he say? Do you think you're the only one who has mastered the deadly art of the nunchaku?
Well, as long as the bunny man ain't in there. What was that dude's name that was going after the dad in the Boondocks at the jail? Who went after Chris Hansen? Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Oh, you talking about the Booty Warrior?
Booty Warrior.
Yeah.
I like it. And I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. or the health inspector.
Oh God, yeah.
Fleece Johnson. That's that dude's name. That's the real dude's name is Fleece Johnson.
Yeah. I saw that episode of Lockup. I was like, oh man, that's a scary thought right there.
He was like, "Come here, I want to talk to you for a minute." What? No.
Now you see, booty is the most valuable thing there is in prison.
Yeah.
Booty is more valuable than cigarettes up in here.
But the one thing he did say that was prophetic, in my opinion, when he was talking about them sagging pants. Well, that's just an invitation. These old guys.
Yep.
They walking around sagging.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means.
Oh my God.
The lower you sag, the more you advertise. That's what I tell my kids. Oh, keep sagging. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. At least wear some clean drawers.
Most of them don't.
If you're gonna do it, at least wear some clean drawers.
Yes,
most of them don't. Long as it's designer name on them, they fine.
I don't even know if your pants is at your kneecaps, how you even walking. Like,
and then they got a nerve to have a Ferragamo belt on. You got a $700 belt on and some $300 jeans with some dirty drawers on.
Yep. Makes no sense to me. That's the equivalent of getting your gear in the trash, sent in the box. Just saying. All right, so just bringing it back home to wrestling. So KG, I guess, I don't know, man. We're kind of live. So if you were watching us live, then obviously you know where to find us visually.
Yes.
But I assume, KG, you could tell them how they can recall us and check out some of our past episodes, to include, still in our opinion, the most famous and the most important episode, even though it took her, what 2-3 years to finally
2
seal
years.
the deal.
2
That's
years.
our breastfeeding episode where we went into detail on how Ronda Rousey could pump and store milk and handle everything, but still go back in the ring and handle her business.
And let's not forget the episode where Don Rodriguez named the Monkey Brothers as the greatest tag team in the world.
The Killer Bees. The Killer Bees.
We're not gonna get into that because I know people that take issue with you.
It wasn't the Monkey Brothers. It was the Ding Dongs.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking Doink and Dink, but that's a whole different story right there. Or the episode where somebody just decided to just go topless. It was a ratings grab. It was sweep. Your point, James.
Which one?
Nah, other way. The other way. It wasn't me. I had a shirt on.
This guy here.
I had a shirt on.
I don't know. Give me about 5 minutes. I won't. So
okay, like I was saying, you can hear us on Anchor FM. Tune in, Podchaser, Podtail, Spotify, Podbean, Owltail, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, the podcast app, Hubhopper, Castbox, Google Play Podcasts, and newly acquired Verbal, VURBL. Oh, and tonight's show, live show, is sponsored by Helen Hunt Motors again. You need a car? There's only one location that's near you. You want something reliable? Go to Helen Hunt for it. There it is. And little fan art.
What
in the world?
It says Saturday Night Wrestling.
I'm with it. With the old school with the old school F, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Did they do
Hey Helen, I'm looking for an OJ truck.
Go to Helen Hunt for it.
I need an OJ truck.
I'm looking for a Gold Dust rod so I can run over some people.
Oh, you know what? I seen one of those that's an 86 Cadillac.
Yeah.
I seen one of those a couple days ago.
A gold one?
It wasn't gold, but you could paint it gold, but it was yellow.
Oh, okay.
I was like, damn, I could get my hands on that. Of course, she told me no.
I would hope so. See, we still trying to get you a belt. Hell, the closest we can get you is what? A sticker or something?
See, here's the thing though. If I keep asking for a car, she'd be like, man, just buy the belt. See?
I doubt it.
Look, I got my eye on this 87 Monte Carlo Aero Coupe. It's a T-top too. I just want to take the T-tops off and go riding.
You must be talking about the Hot Wheel.
No, I'm talking. I got my eye on this joint. $5,000. Garage kept too.
Let's go and stroke it out. We know you got, you got 47 kids, so your stimulus check was great, like Tony the Tiger.
Got plans for that. That's been invested. So.
Well, hopefully you invest in the Carolina Panthers. That may give them a shot.
No, but see, if I get this Aero Coupe, I get this Monte Carlo, I can go pick James. I'll be like, James, we're going down to South Carolina. As soon as we get there, ring the doorbell, take them out, body slam. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I'm down with that. But I know James old now. I don't think he could handle the bump. Well, I guess if Mae Young could take it, James could take it.
Well, he wouldn't be taking the bump. You would.
What? Negro, please.
Oh,
James said
my bump card has plenty of room on it, so don't worry about me.
That's what he said.
Don't worry about my bump card.
Mm-hmm. So, before James gets us in trouble, you guys. Oh, we got somebody else jumping in.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, take it.
I got kids jumping in and out.
So, anybody have any last thoughts? Any last feelings? This is our first live show where we actually talked to the people. We had some interactions with Cuzzo live and live in color.
Well, I appreciate everybody that chimed in. We gonna need y'all to probably at least subscribe or whatever the case may be to our page so we can see who you actually are instead of it saying Facebook user. But so we can shout you out.
Why you gotta peel curtain back? Why you gotta go behind the curtain?
I'm just saying, so we can actually shout them out and say who they are,
First show you gotta be.
It's actually getting them to go over to our Sideline Junkies Facebook page so they can join in on the interaction. That's all.
Well, when you go to the page, don't click like on James's face.
No, click love on mine. Put some hearts on it. Damn it.
Yeah. KG.
Yeah.
You tell us
just
what your dinner was sponsored by. How about that? That's
you say. Tell you what.
What your dinner was sponsored by tonight.
My dinner was sponsored by some pizza company. I don't know who the hell it was. It was just something that was in there.
No, it's been in there for a couple hours, so that's good to know. Well, I don't really have anything to be. Well, actually, yeah. I'm being sponsored by Birthday and Vampirina, so I don't get paid for that. So thank you, Vampirina, for sponsoring. Birthday is, we did all that fun stuff, and My Little Pony is also sponsored. We're sponsored by My Little Pony. Thank you. Just because. Wow. So, you spelled it right. I'm so proud of you, KG. You came back. Unfortunately, you put our catchphrases up, so it's kind of build up to it. So, James, your catchphrase is just running across, the ticker right there.
Yeah, diversify your bonds was up there earlier.
Basically,
hey, I'm sitting here playing with the banners.
I guess the only thing I can say in closing is save your stimulus check. That's the best I got.
I got you, boss.
Really? Yeah. Nobody else speak that.
Y'all not even gonna give it to me tonight, huh?
I got you, boss.
You gave it away already. Spoiler alert: kayfabe is dead now. Even on the ticker, kayfabe is dead.
Spoiler alert!
Damn it! He wore the shirt for nothing.
I know, right? Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Return to the 36 chambers.
We should play like 15 seconds of Triumph as we exit out. But,
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, it would take a KG that wasn't eating through half the show to figure that out. So
next week, don't worry about it. Next week,
work it out.
I got it.
We promised to send him a couple sandwiches so he could eat on the road. Something that stick to his bones, like some peanut butter and jelly and ham or something like that.
You want me to choke?
Well, if we put enough peanut butter on it, probably. Just have some milk with it.
Just peanut butter sandwiches, huh?
No, I
peanut butter and king syrup.
No, peanut butter, jelly, and ham. Or you can substitute the ham with bologna.
We did the same face at the same time, and the head turn. Peanut butter. You sound like my mom eating peanut butter, bananas, and mayonnaise. Yeah, that's what I said. She tried to get me to eat that once. I was like, "Oh no,
that's
you can have all
right
that."
There.
That's old school. That's old school.
Right,
like them women back in the day I used to know that used to drink scotch and milk.
Like Master said, we're not eating tonight. Well, we're gonna eat this. Yeah, I can't step on.
I'm getting the light and the music, so I guess that's it. I'm getting to wrap that shit up, B.
Why don't you put that on the ticker? How about that?
You want that?
I want to use a ticker. I'm gonna take some stuff too.
You can always do that. You should have the same controls I got.
Is that the microwave? I don't see no control. Where does it say a ticker at? See, we ain't got no control.
So this is the Sideline Junkies Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs. We have KG, the big guy, and Don Rodriguez, the people's choice. I am the Nubian Sumo, and we are signing off by saying, keep pounding.
Well, we definitely ain't saying that. We definitely are not saying that.
Cardiac Cats in the house.
I'm done. Hail to the Washington football team.
Ravens flock all day, every day.
Good night.
Figure out what go-go is and hit us back up. Because nobody knows what the hell that mess is.
Hater.
Next week. Good night.
Perfect place thing. Verb now.